Hi, it's me, Jazzy. I'm back with another tech-related video, and today I'm taking a look at a budget multimeter. Now, I've seen this multimeter on Amazon multiple times, and it's described as Amazon's choice. It has 4.6 out of 5 stars and rates very well on quality, ease of use, and many other things except accuracy. Now, surely that's a key point for a multimeter, isn't it? So I thought I'd see what all the fuss is about, and I went and bought myself an AstroAI multimeter from Amazon. It's 4,000 counts true RMS multimeter for $16.99. Seems very good value, but how does it rate on accuracy? Let's get it on the bench and find out. Right, so the AstroAI digital multimeter. This is the DT132A to be more specific. 4,000 count true RMS multimeter that costs currently about $16.99 on Amazon. Now, what struck me, I'm always looking at cheap multimeters just out of interest, and it's got over 8,000 reviews, as you can see. So it all looks very promising. 70% 5-star reviews. Now, as I often say, I buy these so you don't have to. So I want to see, is this actually worth getting? Now, what drew me to it was the AI summary on Amazon says, customers find this multimeter to be a great piece of equipment that offers good value for money with solid build quality and an easy to read display. Great. They appreciate its functionality, device is easy to use and set up. What actually inspired me to buy one of these and do a full test on it is the fact that it scores highly on lots of things. Quality, value for money, functionality, ease of use, usability, build quality, readability, great, all important things. Accuracy, not so much. That's kind of important with a multimeter. So to satisfy my curiosity and hopefully yours, let's see if Amazon's choice is hit or miss. Okay, it's sealed for freshness. So, not a sponsored video. I bought this myself from Amazon. I was just curious to see, why is everyone buying this meter? So, you've got a nice user manual here. All in English. Okay, it's got a 3-year limited warranty. Here's the specifications, as always. If you want to freeze frame it, feel free. So it does DC volts, AC volts, DC current, AC current, temperature, resistance, diode and continuity, capacitance and frequency. Okay, so it's got all the usual suspects. I often see things on Amazon that it says are Amazon's choice and bestseller, and I often think, I wonder why. Is there something particularly good about that product? All right, so first impressions then, actually feels quite good. It's got a bit of weight to it. So nice rubber bumper all the way around. We've got a stand. Okay, which is, it's all right. It's not bad. I've seen worse. Standard terminals on the front there. Reasonable size screen. Hey. Okay, it's nice and clear. Has it got batteries in it then? 3 times AAA batteries, so they must be already installed, clearly, because it's working. So, all right, that's fine. We'll have a look. I'm going to do a teardown at the end of this video, see what we got in here. So we've got DC volts, AC volts with frequency, okay. Frequency and duty cycle, I guess we select that there, do we? Yes, we do, okay. And then we've got resistance, capacitance, diode and continuity. It looks like it's got a separate resistance range to continuity range. Excellent. That makes me happy. There's temperature, centigrade, Fahrenheit. It's got a separate position. And our current ranges. Okay, so microamps, milliamps, amps. Right, we're going to test all of these. Oh, yes. What have we got here? So range. Okay, yeah. All right, so we can see it's changing the range there. Select is where we got more than one function, so you would use select to scroll through the functions. Okay, we've got a hold and presumably a backlight. If I hold that down, yes. Okay, that's quite nice. Let me turn the filming lights off. It's an okay backlight. It's not bad. Clearly, they've just got a light on one side and nothing on this side, but it's not bad. Okay, all right. And we've got a hold function as normal, and we've got a max and min. That's quite nice. And we've got a relative button. Okay, right. Looks quite promising then. Feels quite nice. It's quite a nice weight. Size comparison, there's my Zoe one that I normally use. It's a reasonable size compared with a Fluke. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of in-betweeny size. So accessories wise, you've got a user manual, you've got a little thank you thing from AstroAI. We've got some QR codes for additional warranty, scan to get product help. That's nice to see. Nice to see what we've got here. There's another little thing here. Scan the QR code for product manual. Okay, so we've got a temperature probe. Pretty standard, but nice that they've included it. And we've got some probes. So let's see, what does $16.99 get us in terms of probes? Pretty bog standard. 10 amp, Cat 3000 volts, Cat 4 600 volts. All right, removable. Yeah. Not at all sharp. Wow, they've been really health and safety-fied. All right, let's try continuity then. All right, continuity. Let's go. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty fast. Pretty loud. Continuous beep. All right, yeah, not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Very good. Okay, so while the probes are in, let's try diode mode. So we need to select diode mode. Here we go. Right, 0.58A is my forward voltage. Will it light an LED? Yeah. Yep, that's enough to light an LED. All right. Let's see what it's putting out, because we know that the Zoe is normally about 3 volts. So in diode mode, okay, it's putting out 3.24 volts. That's actually quite good, because if I reverse the scenario and put this in diode mode and this in DC volts, 3.25, yeah. All right, that's pretty good. So let's see how this is for speed and accuracy then. So at 1 volt, 2, okay. Oh, it's not bad actually. That's not bad. 4, yeah. 5, okay. Shift range. 6, yep. 7, 8 volts, 9 volts, 10. Can't really moan at that, can you? That is not bad at all. All right, it's fairly responsive. Let's go down then, 100 millivolts. Yep, that was pretty quick. 10. All right, 9.9. 1 millivolt. 1.1, all right. 0.1. Actually does, yeah. All right, not bad. That's actually not bad at all, is it? Another thing to check, on 10 volts, we're getting 10.01. If I reverse the leads to simulate a minus rail, yeah, absolutely fine. It's giving me minus 10. So far, so good for this little AstroAI. Okay, so for AC volts, I've just brought in the Alien Tech just as a comparison, because we know this is fairly accurate. Let's start low, shall we? 0.1 volts AC, okay. Let's go up to 1 volt. That's okay. 10. It's pretty quick, isn't it? It's not bad. Not bad, not bad. 30. Yep. It's pretty good. And let's do 100. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Okay. All right, and at 230 volts. Pretty darn good. Okay, very good. All right, so we're going to take a look at current now. Now, we have got rather pleasingly microamps range on here. That's rather good. Now, anything under 500 milliamps, you have to use this input here. And then 500 milliamps and over, you use the 10 amp socket here. Although, if you look very closely at the spec in the user manual, it clearly states max input current for input jack is 200 milliamps. So is it 200 or 500? I guess we're going to learn by doing. So we need to be on AC. Let's start with some microamps. Here we go. 466 microamps. That's not far off of what the Alien Tech's giving me. All right, let's knock it up a notch. Not bad, slightly over what the Alien Tech's telling me. All right, so let's go up to milliamps range then. And you have to reselect AC. All right, let's do 10 milliamps. Okay, no worries. Now let's go 100 milliamps. Okay, not bad. Not bad, not bad. We can go up to 500. And then we need to swap. Well, it says 500, but in truth, it's about 400, isn't it? 420 is where it goes to overload. So again, a little bit of confusion there that maybe needs tidying up in the user manual as to the max input current on the input jack. In the spec, it says 200 milliamps. In the instructions, it says 500 milliamps. But it actually goes to overload at 420 milliamps. Yeah, that could do with a little bit of clearing up. Okay, so we then need to go up to amps range and go in the 10 amp socket. And remember to switch back to AC. We can go up to 1 amp here. There you go. That's not bad, is it? It's not bad. It's pretty responsive. Okay. Let's try it with some DC current, shall we? Right, so now we're going to go for DC current. So let's go back down to microamps and we're going to go back in this input here. And we're going to go for 10 microamps, which we've got 10 microamps. We've got 9.5 on the AstroAI. That's not too bad, is it? Let's go for 100 microamps then. Yeah, very good. It's nice having a microamps range. I like that. So let's go 1 milliamp. Okay, very good. We can go up to milliamps range now. 10 milliamps then. Okay, at 10 milliamps, 9.99. Let's go 100 milliamps. 100.6. It's not bad. It's not far off the Alien Tech, and it's fairly responsive, isn't it? Right, so to go up to 1 amp though, I'm going to have to swap to amps range. Pop into the 10 amp socket. We're already on DC, so that's fine. So let's go 1 amp. And there we go. You can see we're just under 1 amp on this current source. 0.9986, 0.993. Pretty good. Okay, not bad. Successful test. Okay, so resistance then. Okay, 1 ohm. Okay, 5. I won't do them all. 10. Little bit more off at 10 perhaps, but not, it's not awful. All right, let's do 50. Yeah, 100. Not bad. Okay, 500. Yeah, it's stepped up a range, so it's got that down as 0.504K. And let's go 1K. Yep, 1.010. All right, not bad. Pretty responsive then. All right, let's go 100K. Very good. 1 meg. Yes. Actually, really good. go 5 megs. Excellent. And 10. This is pretty good for a budget meter. Okay, resistance, pretty good. Okay, so let's go for some capacitance. So we've got 160 picofarads residual on here. It's picking that up as 0.065 nanofarads. All right, well, let's try 1 nanofarad. Okay, taking into account the residual, 5 nanofarads. Okay, and 10. It's not slow, is it? It's all right. 50 nanofarads. Yes, and 100. All right, it's not bad. I'm going to the extremes here. Not everyone's going to be measuring their multimeter like this. So let's do 500 nanofarads. Yep, and 1 microfarad. 1.034. That's actually not bad. Okay, pretty reasonable on capacitance then. All right, so while we're on capacitance then, the 10,000 microfarad test. It's thinking. Is it going to do it? Yes, not too bad at all. 9.45 millifarads. I'll take that. All right, not bad. Let's have a go on frequency then. And we're going to start off on 50 hertz. See how we go. Yes, 49.99. Very good. Let's drop down to 10 hertz. 9.999. Will it go down to 1? Yes, 0.999. Excellent. That's actually very good. 100 hertz. Yep, no problem. 400. Yep, lovely. 1K. Yeah, 999.9. And 10K. Yep, lovely. 1 meg. 999.9. And will it go to? It will, 1.999. Okay, very good on frequency. Okay, so temperature wise, I've got these both hooked up to the probe on top of my filming light, which I know is normally around 33-ish degrees C. So yeah, the AstroAI is picking it up as 33. Alien Tech at about 32, 33. All right, pretty good. Okay, so the DT132A seems to test pretty well. So I think we need to have a look inside now. Let's see if we can get this apart. Just 1 screw to remove the battery terminal. Got some Warriors batteries in there, super heavy duty, of course. They love to describe batteries as super heavy duty, don't they? Right, now we've got to try and get this bumper off of here. Hopefully it'll just peel off. Once you get one corner off, you're all right. You just go around, it just pulls out. Right, okay. Now we've got it undressed. We've got 6 screws in this one. Okay, let's whiz these out so we can have a look at what's inside. Here we go. And not much. Wow, that's, yeah, pretty basic, but nice to see 2 full-size fuses in there. So we've got a couple of PTCs there down in the bottom right corner, and above that you can see the current shunt from the 10 amp terminal. We've got a crystal down here. We've got one little chip here, which is an EEPROM HE24CO2. And of course we've got a blob chip. No chance of seeing what that is. No non-contact voltage on this one. That's the wiring for the backlight there. You can see the backlight's only on one side on this meter. There's not an awful lot to look at in here. So back in one piece and relatively simple inside. But I think, yeah, in terms of value for money, it's actually all right. We looked recently at the Ferrex one from Aldi, which was this one here. The AstroAI is a little bit bigger. I think it was ever so slightly faster, possibly slightly more accurate on some of the functions. The Ferrix was a lot cheaper at $7.99, but then it's not necessarily always available in the middle of Aldi. It comes and goes, whereas this one you can seemingly buy pretty much all the time off at Amazon for $16.99. I'd say as a backup meter, if you want something that's a bit better than some of the cheap ones that I look at, then yeah, it's actually all right. It seems the stand's got like a little detent there, so you can kind of have it like that or like that if you want it a bit more laid back. So yeah, both surprisingly good multimeters that I've looked at recently. Yeah, okay, I can see why they made it Amazon's choice. I think it's deserving of that. It's actually pretty good. I still don't know why the reviews say it's not accurate. Maybe the review's not accurate, but it easily meets spec. In fact, on some things it actually exceeds specs. So yeah, I quite like this little AstroAI. I reckon it's pretty good value. So the AstroAI DT132A, what did I make of it then? Well, it's actually all right. It feels robust. I like this sort of rubbery-ish bumper. Feels quite good in the hand. It's got a bit of weight to it, but not too much. The stand is kind of okay. It does the job. And despite the fact it's only 4,000 counts multimeter, it was within spec and fairly accurate across all its functions. Now, obviously, I go to the extreme of testing these multimeters like I do with standards and calibrators. You wouldn't generally need to do that, but it does give an indication of what is going to be a good general purpose multimeter. And I do think this is a pretty good general purpose multimeter. For $16.99 you get all the functions you need. It feels like it'll last. It runs on regular AAA batteries. Comes with an okay set of probes. I would say if you're going to buy one of these, maybe get a slightly better set of probes, and I think you'll be pretty happy with it. It's kind of similar to the Aldi one I looked at a couple of weeks ago. Well, this feels a little better with its rubber bumper and is possibly slightly more accurate on some of the measurements. I think either one would be a great second or third multimeter to have around to keep in your car or in your toolbox or whatever, just for general use. As I always say, you can never have too many multimeters. So is it worth its Amazon's choice label? Yeah, I'll give them that. It's actually pretty good for the money. So in this case, I don't regret my purchase. I'll leave the links in the video description down below if you want to go and check out this good value multimeter for yourself. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, taking a look at this multimeter. As always, massive thanks to everyone for watching, sharing, liking and subscribing. And big thanks to all my YouTube and Patreon members. Don't forget you can also support me on Patreon and buy me a coffee, which helps to support the channel and keeps me making more videos. I'll be back soon with another tech related video, but in the meantime, take care and I'll see you on the next one.